and his meetings, and both of them just trying to get the voters to their side. Let's begin the discussion. Madira, Member of Parliament, thank you so much for coming tonight. I guess the discussion should start from yesterday, the meeting that happened between Raila Odinga and the Mount Kenya Foundation. One of the things that was trending online, and I'd like to begin it at that point, that William Ruto has been meeting voters. Raila Odinga met the people who count the votes. How does that sit with you?
Well, thank you, Ken, for having me here. In fact, it's a good moment for us to discuss what is happening around the mountain. That thing that there are voters and those who count votes is nonsense. Every vote is equal. The vote of a billionaire and the vote of Mama Mboga in a ballot when it's counted is one. And let me tell you, the electoral process is very transparent. When we changed our electoral process, that the counting is done at the polling station, we solved a lot of problems. Because there before, you would vote, and the votes will be carried in ballot boxes. And between the voting station and the counting hall, there was a lot of monkey business.
Okay.
Today, voting is done from 6 to 5. By 8 o'clock, the votes are done. And wananchi around there, by the way, and nobody can play around with it. I want to tell the people of Kenya, what you vote is what counts. The guys who count, they're just clerks. It's nothing.
Okay.
Anybody who is interested in leading this country, or who is interested in any position that you will get through the ballot, you talk to the voter.
Okay. But it shows, Mheshimiwa, the psyche of the Mwananchi, because it's not the first time those sentiments are expressed. Every election, Kenyans say they're the people who vote, but their vote doesn't count. It's the people who count the vote whose action counts. So it just shows the psyche of Kenyans.
I don't think so. You know, this thing has been brought about by people who don't accept results. You know, is where they say we voted, but the counting, something went wrong. But I can tell you,
the transmission actually, not the counting.
Even the transmission. I can tell you, when we started counting votes at the polling station, the electoral process in this country is, to a very large extent, very transparent, free and fair. And I can tell you, I want to assure the voters, their vote counts. And they should be prepared to vote. And depending on who has the majority of the votes, that is the person who will be announced as a winner.
Later, we'll be playing a soundbite from that meeting you had at the funeral. We'll be playing about, because there are a lot of things you said about that. We'll be playing it much, much later. But one more thing before we begin the discussion. Ezra Chiloba, former IBC CEO, has been appointed to the Communication Authority of Kenya. What do you make of that appointment? I mean, he's just about to take office, but there's a lot of discussion also around it.
Yeah, well, I've had that discussion, but I've not really put my mind to it. But obviously, people are concerned because he left IBC in very controversial circumstances. The Communications Authority of Kenya is an important component in the electoral process, and up to, from the beginning up to the end. So there are those concerns, but I have been up country. I have not been able to put my mind to it. I need to read a little bit more and to listen a little bit more and come up with some thinking of what's happening.
Just the fact that he is one of the people who are accused of bungling the election, because he was right at the center of IBC in the 2017-2018 election when the commissioners left, and now you're saying the CAK is integral in any election, because these are the people who will be monitoring what's happening online and offline and mainstream, right?
Yes.
And he's appointed right there, and this period. Perhaps the question is about the timing to the next election, because he's been out for 3 years.
Yeah, I think those are the issues. I think Kenyans are quite justified to raise those concerns. But I'm here to listen to the pros and cons. But be as it may, the fact that he left in controversial circumstances, the timing of his appointment, the importance of the office and the authority he has been appointed to, raises questions.
Let's begin our discussion now. You are regarded as a very wealthy man, and perhaps I will use the term tycoon. You were not there yesterday at Safari Park when the rest of the Mount Kenya tycoons and business people were meeting Raila Odinga. And you're one of them. You're regarded as very wealthy.
I can tell you, I'm a small fish.
Among them?
Compared to the guys who are in Safaricom. Those are guys who literally own this country.
Okay.
They own almost quarter of this country, you know, from banking, insurance, coffee brokerage, tea brokerage, you know, banks, real estate. And I am not part of the Mount Kenya Foundation.
Okay. By choice, or you have been excluded from it?
By choice.
Or by choice.
By choice.
Yeah.
And Mount Kenya Foundation is a group of wealthy men from the Mount Kenya region.
Okay.
Who every election invests in a candidate to protect their wealth and their interests.
And the candidate they have invested in, say for 2002 election, usually carries the day. They invested in Mwai Kibaki in 2002. They invested heavily in
Let me tell you, in
Kenyatta.
2002 they invested both way.
Both way, okay.
Even in 2007. These are business people.
Okay.
And they don't really care about the Mount Kenya region or the country. They care about their wealth.
Okay.
And their interests. In 2002, I was personal assistant to President Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yes.
I can tell you, I can confirm here, quite a number of those people in the Mount Kenya Foundation invested in us.
Okay.
And they also invested in Mwai Kibaki. Even in 2007, when the election looked, it could go either way. Either way. They invested in Mwai Kibaki
and Raila Odinga.
And Raila Odinga.
Okay.
These are business
so
people.
It's always divided.
It's about business.
They don't have a common ground and say
no,
we
they
are
have
behind.
no common ground. It's about business interests.
Okay. How important is their investment to a candidate, especially for the region they represent? Because these are people who essentially run this economy. They employ hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people. How important is their investment to a
In terms
candidate?
of votes, zero.
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 It doesn't count.
They have no contact with the people. They don't know what goes on. These are people, if you ask them the cost of bread, they have no idea. If you ask them what is fair between Karatina and Nairobi, they have no idea. In terms of connection with the people, there is zero influence.
Okay.
In terms of money, a candidate needs money, they'll give you money.
All right.
And in terms of you need money for logistics, you need to hire musicians, you need to hire vehicles, you need to print posters, you need to do T-shirts. In terms of money, they'll give you money to assist you in a campaign. In terms of voter influence, zero.
Mahesh, you can't then dismiss their importance to the voter. Just the fact that they're bringing in the money alone influences the voter through the candidate. You can't then dismiss that in terms of the voters, it's zero.
I can tell you, I'm looking at the scenario in the Mount Kenya community now. They have zero influence. One, they are not in tune with what is happening in the mountain at all, absolutely.
Okay.
The mountain people right now are not interested in positions. They are interested in economic revival. They are interested in empowerment. They are interested in economic programs that are sustainable, that can change their lives. The people who are meeting yesterday are part and parcel of the problems being faced by the Mount Kenya people. Quite a number of them are in coffee brokerage. They are the people who exploit the farmers in the Mount Kenya region. Quite a number of them are in the insurance industry. You are aware that a lot of our people in the matatu industry, in the border industry, are in prison because when they get accidents and they have third-party insurance cover, the insurance companies owned by these people refuse to pay, and the courts gives judgment against them, and they are being auctioned, and if they fail, they are taken to prison.
Okay.
That group that was meeting there, to a large extent, has played a very big role in exploiting the people of the Mount Kenya region.
When did you realize that? Because in 2002, you said they were behind President Kenyatta and Mwai Kibaki. In 2007, when did you realize?
You can't stop a candidate getting money from anybody. In fact, if they wanted to give me money for the campaign, I don't have a problem.
Okay.
But you see, why they invest money is because they want to protect their wealth. They want to influence government policy in favor of their businesses, and they want to do business with the government. Okay? So when they met yesterday, purporting that they represent Mount Kenya interests, is a lie. It isn't. Yeah? They are there for individual business interest. Okay? And we are saying ourselves, we don't have a problem with the billionaires in the mountain endorsing Raila Odinga. It's their right, by the way. You know, the Constitution allows anybody to support whoever you want.
Okay.
But those are just few people,
Okay.
and they can go ahead and support him. But let them not pretend that they can make a decision on behalf of the people of Mount Kenya. One, they have no mandate. Nobody knows them. They don't know the issues in the mountain. They have not been there for the people of the mountain when they were needed. For example, when our goods were touched in Yamakema by Fred Matiang'i and the multi-agencies on the basis and the allegation that they are counterfeits, this Mount Kenya Group Foundation did not speak. When our people were evicted in a very brutal eviction in Ruai and Kariobangi, they did not speak. When our people have faced serious economic hardships, they have never spoken. As we speak now, we have a problem in Laikipia where bandits have descended on our people, and people are staying in church compounds. They have no food, they have no blankets. These Mount Kenya Foundation people, despite their immense wealth, have not found it necessary to meet and raise some funds to go and assist these people.
Okay.
When Corona struck, these are people, Ken, who have the capacity to give masks to each and every person in the Mount Kenya region every day.
I saw Dr. James Mwangi donate in Migori County, for example, when COVID struck.
I am saying about the mountain. These are extremely wealthy individuals.
So they're not actively involved in Mount Kenya.
They are just interested in investing money in the formation of government to protect their interests. But they really do not care about the Mount Kenya people.
There are a number of politicians in that group. There are a number of government workers who have been in that group. Kinyanjui, for example, Edin Joroge has worked for the government. He was there. The family of Nelson, I'm forgetting the other name. There are quite a number of people who have been in active politics, also active public service, right? Yes. And we have also a number of businessmen. Peter Munga, for example. You can't just say that these guys are not in touch with what's happening.
These guys are not in touch with what goes. I have told you, their sole motivation, and there is no other motivation, is to protect their wealth and to advance their business interests.
Okay.
And that is why they invest, they seek to invest heavily and actually seek to influence on the formation of a new government.
Okay. Let me take you back to the election that was disputed. And there was a lot of back and forth between Raila Odinga and Uhuru Kenyatta when Raila supporters hit the street. And then we had this team called the business community that predominantly and largely, they may be small, but the business community. This is a form, a smaller form of these people who are also protecting their interests. For example, in Nairobi, what is wrong with protecting your interest as a businessman?
There is nothing wrong with protecting interests. These Mount Kenya Foundation guys are right. They are spot on in protecting their wealth and advancing their business interests.
Okay.
But let them not pretend that they are doing it on behalf of the people of Mount Kenya, because they are not.
Are you dismissing the value they can bring, apart from monetary, the value in terms of what they can bring to Raila's candidature? Because one of the things that that group said is they demonize Raila Odinga. I'm sure when you're in the Uhuru campaign, and you were, I'm sure when you were campaigning for them, the sentiments that went around Raila Odinga at that time from that region, they painted Raila, he was their boogeyman in a nutshell. And right now they're saying, let's change these sentiments. Let's go down to the ground and tell people the real truth about Raila Odinga, that he's not as bad as we thought he was.
The Mount Kenya Foundation did not demonize Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga was demonized by President Uhuru Kenyatta. If anybody wants to undo the damage, it will have to be the president himself. And I told him myself that the damage that he did to Raila Odinga, he cannot undo it in his lifetime. He's the one himself. Not once, not twice, and he also gave it to us, and we joined him in demonizing Raila Odinga for a very long time. And it is him who can attempt to undo that damage because it came from his mouth. Okay? And we joined him in the chorus because we were working for him. But that does not change our perception.
Okay.
In my view, the president was right. He was
about Raila Odinga?
Yeah, he was spot on.
Okay.
If he has changed his mind, that's him. But ourselves, we have not changed our mind. The people of the mountain have not changed their mind.
But how do you, apart from Mazira, how do you purport to speak to the whole mountain. The people of the mount have not changed their mind. How do you know? Look at the kind of crowd that was there. Also, apart from just the foundation, we had young people. We had people of middle age. We had investors also. We had prospective businessmen. We had government officials. How do you just condemn it blanketly that Mount Kenya has not changed their mind from what Uhuru Kenyatta and the rest of you said about Raila Odinga?
I don't know. I represent some people. Yeah. I have some mandate. I have come from Nyeri. I listen to people. And they have not changed their mind. And we are not saying they cannot change. Yeah. People still need to keep on talking to them. Those rallies you saw, Ken, I don't know for how long you have been around. Were you there in the 90s? In 1992, President Moi would hold big rallies at those ones.
Okay.
The mountain people are nice people, by the way. They are very civilized. And they are very calm people. They are not violent. They are not disrespectful, they are not vulgar. They listen to anybody who wants to talk to them. And that is why Raila Odinga was listened to by many people. They wanted to listen to him. President Moi would come. I used to serve in that government myself. We would accompany him. He would address serious meetings and go away. On the voting day, nothing. Zero. In 1997, he was around for 5 years. Between 92 and 97, and he did a lot of work, by the way. He was always in the mountain. He would have many delegations. Even when we went to State House, in the waiting room, half the people are from the mountain. Zero votes. This same group that was in Safari Park yesterday had a group called Central Kenya Development Support Group. They were protecting their business interests once more, and they were with Moi.
Okay.
And they changed nothing. Okay? So what happened, I can see there's a lot of excitement about those crowds, and it is as it should be. Our people, and we told them, and we continue to tell them. And even if we did not tell them, they know. We are good people. We are not violent. We don't stone people. We don't block roads. We don't abuse people. We listen to visitors.
Okay.
And Raila came, and he spoke to them, and he went away.
Okay.
That does not mean that anything
they
has
had
changed.
what he said.
No, they had.
I'm going to get into that.
Yeah, they listened.
They had what they said.
So that's what I'm saying.
Yes.
I've told you the people were at Safari Park. They were there for their own interests.
Okay. This group of people, according to you, cannot deliver to Raila Odinga because they don't have the ground, let me call it the ground influence. You, on the other hand, you're one of the people who have gone around with Deputy President William Ruto for a long time, plus a number of Ndindi Nyoro, Ishungwa, plus a number of leaders from that region who are holding current positions and definitely have an influence on that population. You, on the other hand, believe that you have what it takes to get voters behind Deputy President William Ruto, as opposed to this group that finances, that make policy, influence government policies. You believe it's possible on the other side?
We have no capacity to get any votes for Deputy President William Ruto. William Ruto is a very practical politician.
You have no capacity?
We have no capacity.
Okay.
William Ruto is a very practical politician. He goes with the people himself. And that's what our people have. See, the way Raila Odinga has gone, that is right. He should have done that a long time ago instead of waiting for Uhuru Kenyatta or waiting for these guys from the Mount Kenya Foundation. They will deliver nothing to him. William Ruto has been to the mountain countless times. He spends a lot of time with people down there. And they like it because he has time. He has a listening ear. He takes time to talk to people. And our people like being talked to. They like being listened to. And the kind of support William Ruto is having in the mountain is his own effort and his own style and strategy of engaging the people directly. You know, the age we are, Ken, is not the age of where you can hand over people to somebody. I myself am a friend of Uhuru Kenyatta. I have been his personal assistant for 6 years. I have voted him for 4 times. I have supported him for 20 years. I am loyal to him. I have been one of his greatest admirers. But he cannot hand me over to anybody. I have my own mind.
It's your choice.
He can't.
Whoever you want to
He can't.
vote
And it's
for.
not just me.
Yeah.
The people of the mountain are not people you can transfer their loyalty from you to somebody else. You can't. You would have to come and engage them directly. And that's where William Ruto has scored. He's been there for the last 9 years. After 2013, he came to the mountain, helping President Uhuru Kenyatta to run the country, to open projects, and he engaged the people directly. Along the way, people started liking him. The liking developed into serious love and compassion. And with the time, he became a household name. He has continued with that engagement. At his current residence, every day, he is engaging 500 people on one-to-one. And he allows them to speak and listens to them and answers their questions. That is what our people like. The meeting at the Mount Kenya Foundation was a meeting for billionaires, for the rich, for the wealthy. If you came there with not a V8 or a Mercedes 300, I don't think you would have got an entry. That's why even myself, I have some little money. I don't think I would have gotten admission.
Really?
They were serious. They were serious guys.
I wasn't there, but I bet there are people who went with lesser cars and there was still.
I don't think so.
We saw so many young people there.
Even those ones, if they came in, I don't think they were allowed to say anything.
Or to say anything
I
to speak.
I don't think for you to participate in that meeting, you will be worth less than 3, 4, 5 billion.
You've told me something.
Be able to be allowed even to speak in that meeting.
You've told me something very
table.
interesting.
Yeah.
That William Ruto has the capacity to get his own votes. You don't have to give him votes.
No,
you don't have to hand over. Meaning all these leaders from the Mount Kenya region that are supporting William Ruto for presidency next year, you're all dispensable because William Ruto does not need you because he knows you cannot get him votes.
In fact, the truth of the matter,
yes,
I need William Ruto more than he needs me. That's the truth. Today.
So all the Mount Kenya leaders, they bring nothing.
Today, I want to talk about myself.
Yes.
I have very clear instructions from the people of Madeira. Abandon William Ruto, you are done. We are through with you. That is why even when I've been intimidated, I have been taken through hell. I've been persecuted. I've been arrested. My accounts have been frozen. I've been called to meetings. I've been threatened. You know, I've been sent thugs to attack me. But listening to the people of Madeira, I will be committing political suicide to abandon William Ruto. William Ruto is a movement in the mountain. I need him more than he needs me.
Okay.
My popularity in the mountain is based on the Hustler Nation. I am popular in the mountain because I support William Ruto and I stand by him. And people love me because of that. If today I changed my mind, and I left and went to join Raila Odinga, that will be the end of my political career. That is the truth.
Okay.
I don't know about other people. I'm saying about myself. Okay. But I know other people, my friends. We are all in agreement that the mood in the mountain now is that William Ruto has an economic program.
Okay.
An economic model that the people of the mountain associate with. They also are happy to relate with him because he is inspiring. When they look at his background, where he has come from selling chicken at the roadside, rising all the way as an MP, as a minister to deputy president, and God willing to be president, they like that because they are down. And they can see that working hard with the right environment, praying to God, one day you can be somebody. So William Ruto inspires millions of hustlers, millions of Kenyans who think that it is possible. Just like William Ruto has risen from down there to deputy president, it is also possible for them to rise in the same manner. And therefore, he inspires millions of Kenyans.
Okay, very interesting. And a lot of Kenyans, when we posted this on social media, they had also their own reaction in terms of that meeting. We'll not go to the reactions, but I want to play a soundbite. Today you were at Mukuroini, right? Yes. At a funeral. And this is part of what you said, and there were so many other speakers. Then I'll come back to the discussion.
Waulize mtu ya kitendawili, atuhakikishie kabisa, hata kama ataandika, ya kwamba tukipiga uchaguzi akishindwa na William Ruto atakubali. Number 2, hata lete furugu na hata anza maandamano na kuharibu mali ya wananchi. Pia atuhakikishie hata enda Uhuru Park kujiapisha. Pia huyu mtu ya kitendawili atuhakikishie ya kwamba hata lete fujo ndio afanye handshake na huyu William Ruto.
Apart from the two last one, kuapishwa na kufanya fujo, ndiye afanye handshake na William Ruto, the other ones essentially is part of the sentiment that the leaders were spreading to Mount Kenya region about destruction of property, you know, that's as an example, against Raila Odinga. They're the same sentiments that you said at the podium.
Ken, I'm just being very pragmatic. I am saying the Mount Kenya billionaires had a meeting with Raila Odinga. I am asking them that if they have another engagement with him, what we think is of concern to us, they can discuss how he will protect their wealth. That is in order, and they should continue to do so. They can discuss with him how they shall continue to do business in his government. That is in order. They can discuss with him how their businesses will be enlarged to even grow bigger than they are today. That is in order. But I'm asking them, and we're asking them, to also discuss with him.
Okay.
That going forward, he has never accepted defeat. Can he give a commitment to the people of Mount Kenya that if he is defeated by William Ruto, he shall accept defeat? Can he give an undertaking that he shall not ask his supporters to go into the streets and start looting and destruction of property? Can he assure the people of the Mount Kenya and the entire country that he shall not go to swear himself in, because that is illegal, like he did? That is what we are asking. We are saying as part of that engagement that they are having with him, because ourselves probably we have no opportunity to discuss with him.
Okay.
Can they discuss with him those issues, because they are concerned to us?
All right.
That once we beat him, can he give an undertaking that you accept the results and you will not go to the streets or swear himself in as president?
One of the supporters of William Ruto, in fact, he's not declared otherwise, so I still believe Mwangi Kiunjuri. I had Moses Kuria here last week, and he's a staunch supporter of William Ruto, and he owes his allegiance to William Ruto. Mwangi Kiunjuri said that no one, he didn't mention him, but no one should believe that they have scaled the mountain. And and right now you've just made reference to William Ruto making inroads in the Mount Kenya region. One of his supporters, Kiunjuri, is not declared otherwise.
Right.
Yes.
Kiunjuri is right.
He should not believe that.
Kiunjuri is right.
Yes.
That is why the deputy president continues to engage the mountain. This engagement, Ken, is a continuous process.
So even
until the election is done.
Yes.
Even myself in Madeira, I can say comfortably, I hold quite a big sway.
Okay.
But I continue to engage the people. You engage the voters until the day you are declared the winner.
Okay.
So Kiunjuri is right that the deputy president should not just sleep and believe he has finished with the mountain. He must continue engaging the mountain every day. And by the way, we are also asking Raila Odinga, Musalia Mudavadi, Gideon Moi, Kalonzo Musyoka, come and engage the mountain. By the way, Ken, let me tell you, I'm a very happy man. Raila Odinga was in Karatina, in my constituency. Some people who don't understand the people from the mountain thought that there will be trouble. That because I'm a very strong supporter of William Ruto, I will not allow
Raila Odinga to
come to Karatina. Or because the member of parliament for Kenny and other ODM people stoned William Ruto 2 weeks ago, we would revenge by stoning Raila Odinga. We are not like that. We are very mature people. We are people who are intelligent. We are people who have respect. We are people who don't believe in violence. And I'm saying why I'm happy is this. Raila Odinga was in the mountain. He was received very well. Not a single incident. William Ruto was in Migori. He was received very well. The other time he was in Kisumu, he was received very well. Musalia Mudavadi has been to Nyeri. He was received very well. Gideon Moi has been to Nyeri. This is the Kenya we want. You see what happens if this continues now. Every leader has an opportunity now to sell his program, to say what is your plan for the people, so that we stop this bedroom nonsense. You know, saying this is my bedroom. You know, like the way we were beaten in Kibra, that it is somebody's bedroom. If like now, since we were beaten in Kibra, if I decided that since I was beaten in Kibra, Madeira is my bedroom, Raila should not come, that is stupidity. We are saying going forward, and that is why the people of Kieni, the leaders there who organized to stone the deputy president, to block roads, that is stupidity. You know, this country where we are today is a democratic country, and everybody must be given a chance.
Okay.
And that is why even when some people who purport to speak for the president were saying that the deputy president came to the president's backyard without asking him, without his permission. That is rubbish.
Okay.
This is Kenya. The Mount Kenya region is part of Kenya. William Ruto is the deputy president of the Republic of Kenya. He is a Kenyan. He can come to the mountain without any permission from Uhuru Kenyatta. Raila Odinga should come to the mountain without permission from Uhuru Kenyatta, without permission from William Ruto. He came to Madeira without permission from Rigathi Gachagua because he does not need it.
Okay.
So when we were hearing Kanini Kega saying that Ruto needs to inform him when he is coming to Kenya, that is wrong. This is Kenya. Everybody should be able to visit any part of the country. And that is why I want to thank our people. They are great people, the people of Kenya, the people of Madeira, wherever Raila Odinga passed through, and they listened to him, and they allowed him to speak. I really want to say thank you very much.
Okay.
That is wisdom. That is leadership. That is the way life should be. And we want to ask Raila Odinga to continue coming to the mountain. We want to ask all these other characters who are interested in being elected president. There is nobody's bedroom in the Mount Kenya region.
Okay.
Not Uhuru Kenyatta.
It's a
not
free,
William
it's a free
Ruto.
zone now.
It's a free zone
right
for
now.
anybody who wants to come and ask for votes.
Very interesting, Mahesh, because one of the things that we spoke about, and we even spoke about it on Kivumbi 2022 here, which, by the way, you should come for one of our shows,
yes,
is the fact that Mount Kenya, in this election, the way things look, they will not be fielding one straight candidate for presidency, a strong candidate, just like Matiba was there,
Yeah.
we had Kibaki and Uhuru Kenyatta.
Yeah.
They will not be fielding. So for the first time, the Mount Kenya region holds what we call a swing vote.
Yeah.
And one of the things that Moses Kuria, who is in your camp, said is he brought what he calls the irreducible minimums, the demands that must go to the table for must be discussed beforehand. And Moses Kuria is not apologetic about the demands he's making, especially the ones that are very controversial, like 40%, like key ministries and all that. The question now is, if William Ruto decided that this is a swing vote, I've made inroads. However, in Kieni, for example, we saw what happened, because I'm sure Kieni is part of the Mount Kenya region, but an MP, as you said, could still find a few people to stone the deputy president, according to what you say. If William Ruto decided today that, you know what, because I can get the votes from there without Gachagua, for example, I am not going to subscribe to their demands, for example, of deputy president or a running mate from that region, you will be okay with that if he chooses from anywhere?
To start with, I'm in agreement with you that the mountain is in agreement that we want to give a chance to another Kenyan.
Okay.
And President Uhuru Kenyatta prepared us well for a long time. Yangu kumi, ya William Ruto kumi. And we got it. And we internalized it. And that is the mood in the mountain. That is about time, yeah? That we deal with this perception that the people of the mountain cannot support somebody else. And in fact, I am convinced that I belong to a generation of leaders from the mountain who will be able to dignify our people. That we are not users, we are not people who use other people and dump them, we are not people who are selfish, we are people who are also nationalistic.
Yes.
And we are prepared to back a candidate from another area.
Okay.
I want to say,
I want to conclusion.
We are prepared.
Okay.
And that is the mood in the mountain, by the way.
Okay.
It is a mood, and I stay there. Moses Kuria's demands are personal. The people of the mountain have embraced William Ruto. And ourselves, we have had discussions with him about 62 members of parliament. Not on positions, no. We don't believe positions is a solution to our problem, because we are having the presidency. Yet, we have faced unprecedented economic woes that we have not seen even since the Moi era. Even the 24-year Moi misrule was not as bad economically for the mountain people as the whole administration, when one of our own is the president. So we don't think by having a running mate or having a president is a solution to our problems. We have issues.
Who are we, Moish?
Yeah?
Just define.
I'm saying the mountain.
The mountain.
Yeah, I'm saying from the mountain.
In form of the leaders' caucus.
In terms of, in terms of the populace.
The population.
The populace.
Okay.
What we have discussed with William Ruto, and it's good for me to be here on record, and we are in agreement with him. We have had very serious discussions with him at the Mara, with economic experts. Is the economic revival of this country and by extension our region.
Okay.
We have discussed with him the issue of the guaranteed minimum return for our coffee, tea, milk, miraa, rice, and other cash crops. We have discussed with him the issue of creating a biashara fund to assist the people at the bottom of the pyramid to enlarge their businesses. We have discussed with him the issue of creating an enabling business environment. We have discussed with him the issues of demolitions and eviction. And we have told him that we, the people of the mountain, if there is anything that we hate and we cannot stand, is the destruction of our property. Evictions and demolitions is something the people of the mountain hate. And we have a big problem with the Uhuru government because of demolitions and evictions. We have discussed with him. If he is able to convince us, and to a large extent he has, that he has an economic model to revive the economy, to put money down there at the bottom of the pyramid to the ordinary wananchi, to be able to empower them, to be able to do business, to be able to create an environment, to create wealth, to restore the dignity of our people, we shall give him our votes without any other condition.
Let me ask you, let me just
running it, about ministers. I think that was a matter of Moses Kuria. And Moses Kuria is a friend of the deputy president. If he has conditions like those ones, he is able to walk to his office and discuss with him. But on our side, we have no such conditions. Our issues with the deputy president is economy, nothing else.
Let me ask you, your own son, the son of the land, was unable to deliver because I think there were two forums that leaders from the Mount Kenya region really pressed President Uhuru Kenyatta to deliver because they felt that we gave you so many votes, you come from this end. However, it doesn't look like we are benefiting from your presidency. Two forums, if I'm not wrong. So if your own son did not deliver that to the region, and it's his interest, he lives in Gatundu, that's where he's retiring to. You believe...
That's what we are saying. This son thing, we are through with it.
It's not working.
It's not working. We are not going to look at anybody because he's our son. Because we did, and it has not worked.
And you've done thrice.
Yeah, that's what we are saying.
Yes.
We are very happy with Mwai Kibaki, by the way. He left us with the money in the pocket. He allowed a free economy. There was no harassment, and people were able to do business. During Mwai Kibaki's time, Ken, I employed 700 people. You know, myself, in my business, 700. Today, in Uhuru Kenyatta's administration, I have 4 workers. I have lost 696 workers during this administration. I am very happy with what Mwai Kibaki did. I don't think Mwai Kibaki did it because he's a Kikuyu. I think he did it because he had the leadership qualities to do it. We are not looking for anybody, even if we got somebody from Mount Kenya who can do what we want, we shall give him
You shall give them the vote.
We are interested somebody who can do for us what we want, that is to revive the economy, somebody who will be able to engage us continuously, somebody who will have time to talk to us, somebody who will come to where we are and listen to us. And that is why we are fighting William Ruto to be a good candidate for us.
If currently, if something will happen that Kalonzo Musyoka or Musalia Mudavadi would guarantee that, would sit with you on the table, will your allegiance shift? If Musalia Mudavadi...
I don't know. He can come, but it's rather late. Ruto has engaged us for 9 years. Let me tell you,
you have just put a roadblock right there. Your mind is made.
He can come, but I am just saying, in a very practical way, we have gone so far with Ruto. You know, we are the tail end. We are the tail end. This guy, we know him now. We understand him. He understands us. He knows our roads by name. He knows every constituency. He knows every member of parliament. He knows every MCA. He knows every village. He knows every pastor. I mean, the guy already, we have an engagement. We are the tail end to tie our marriage. These other guys have just come. And I'm saying, Raila just came to the mountain yesterday. You know, and he met some billionaires yesterday. Just yesterday. Ruto has been with us for 9 years. This Kalonzo has not even come. This Musalia, I just saw him one day in Muranga. He has never even called me, and I'm a serious person. He has not even called me for a cup of tea, and we know each other. They have not engaged us. But they are not late. We are saying we are open to any engagement by anybody. But from a practical sense, it's rather late. We have gone too far with William Ruto to have room to listen to anything else. But we are not closing our gate. We are willing to listen. but I can tell you, because I'm also a Christian, I'm also like being truthful. Our engagement with William Ruto is on the tail end. We are almost 95%. We are just waiting to tie up.
Mahesh, your mind is made, regardless of what someone else would tell you today about William Ruto, about any other candidate. I would say that your mind has been made on William Ruto. You're not going to change, which is okay. And regardless of the sentiments that are going around now in terms of leaders, in terms of the caucuses, in terms of the groups, Mheshimiwa, what you're telling me tonight is that you're not going back on your word, just like every other supporters.
Yeah. Ken,
it's the Madeira people.
I speak for people.
Yes.
And Ken, I've traversed this country with the Deputy President. We were in Githunguri constituency, we were in Kiambu the other day. Today we were in Mukurweini, we were in Meru. I mean, and we talk to people also. And just like William Ruto, we also have time to listen to people.
Okay.
These people down here, you know, the people, these guys who met at Safari Park have no time for. You know, I don't think those guys can agree to talk to border people. I think they can even vomit, you know, to talk to these guys, Mama Boga, Nini. I don't think they would have time. I think they are too contemptuous. But I'm not saying we cannot listen to Kalonzo Musyoka.
Okay.
He's been leadership for 30 years.
Yes.
He has nothing to show for it. Raila Odinga was Prime Minister. He was MP for Kibra for 20 years. He's nothing he can show. Is today he had taken President Uhuru Kenyatta to do something there, and he's appealing to him to do something. Musalia was there. He was Vice President. He was Minister for Finance. We are yet to hear. And I would also want them. The Deputy President has come up with a bottom-up economic model. I would like the rest of the crew, instead of just criticizing, to give an alternative.
Okay.
So that they can also convince us. Because we are saying, Ken, here ourselves, our focus is economy. We are concerned about the economic model. That is the point of discussion.
Okay.
And we don't care which community you come from. If you have an economic model which we think is doable and is sustainable, it can change the lives of our people. It can put money in the pockets of our people. You know? That's all we are interested in, because we want to reclaim the dignity of our people. We want to put money in their pockets. We want to give them wealth. And we are saying, Ken, and the Deputy President has said today, we have been accused when we talk about the hustlers of starting a class war. Yet when billionaires meet in Safari Park, there is no class war. It's okay for rich, wealthy people to discuss their issues, and nobody will accuse them of starting a class war. Yet, when the Deputy President meets people who have no wealth to discuss how they can create wealth, that is a class war. But when the guys who are already wealthy are meeting to discuss how to sustain that wealth and enlarge it, that is fine, there's no problem. But when the people who have nothing, and the Deputy President is engaging them to see how they can also create wealth, so that one day they can also meet in Safari Park to discuss how to protect that wealth. Okay. One day, that is a class war.
We have a few minutes. Yeah. I'd like to ask you a genuine question. Since Uhuru Kenyatta and William Ruto were elected in 2013, you have been around with them, you have been a member of parliament, you have been with Uhuru Kenyatta when he was Minister for Finance. Right now, in the second term of the government, when things went south after the handshake, your candidate, Dr. William Ruto, is attempting to distance himself from the failures. One of the things he said in Kurueni is how things changed after Raila Odinga came. An honest answer from you, would you want William Ruto to run away from that, or would you want William Ruto, as he takes count of the successes between 2013 and 2017, also to take part of the failures between 2018 and now, and 2022 probably?
William Ruto will take the successes of the first term, and he'll take blame for failures of the first term. He cannot run away. Second term, he will not. To start with, there's no success. It was about BBI for 4 years. It is done. It's reggae, it's done. There's nothing to talk about in the second term. The failures of the second term must be borne by Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga.
Who is not in the government.
They threw him out of government. They threw us out of government. How can we take the failures of this government? We cannot.
Okay.
We are bystanders in this government, and our focus, Ken, is not what has happened.
Okay. It's going forward.
We have 9 months before elections. Ourselves, I want to say here today, we are on the campaign mood.
Okay.
We have left President Uhuru Kenyatta with the due respect to run government. We wish him well. We'll support where we can. Where he brings something in Parliament that we need to support, we are there.
Okay.
As long as it is good for this country, we shall support him. We allow him time to push the next 9 months. Ourselves, we are focused
on the future.
Economic model, bottom up. We are focused on building our party, UDA. We are focused on looking for votes. And I can tell you, we shall traverse this country.
Okay.
Day and night, every day, we shall engage the ordinary people. We are now on the campaign trail, and for the next 9 months, we are going to engage the people of Kenya to sell our economic model, to tell them what we want to do to change their lives, what we want to do to bring this country back on track.
Okay.
And God willing, on the 9th of August next year, we are optimistic that God will be gracious to give us victory to form the next government.
You're pretty much a very tight team. I have a few minutes and I'll be running the video of the week next, but you're pretty tight, the team behind William Ruto. Pretty tight. It's a good team. You guys go around and we see what you do and the support and conditional support you have for William Ruto. Anne Waiguru wants to come to the team. Is she welcome?
Anne Waiguru is a smart girl. You know, she was in this BBI nonsense. She wants this handshake debacle. She wants to go back as governor. She has gone to her people, her close supporters and advisors. They have told her, get on top of the wheelbarrow, we elect you again. If you don't get on top of the wheelbarrow, you are sunk.
What happens to Ngirishi? She's a member of your team.
Let me tell you, the UDA is a very democratic party. If Waiguru, as she has been instructed by her supporters, come to UDA, and she's welcome. The UDA is a big house, it's a democratic party. If Anne Waiguru comes to UDA, and Ngirishi is there, they will be subjected to a free, fair, and transparent nomination.
How is that possible, yet Ngirishi has run the race with you?
It does. Let me tell you, from the word go, in our team, we were in agreement that we shall not close the shop, even to those who are fighting us.
Okay.
Like Anne Waiguru, who are fighting us. But we are saying, to build this party, to build this country, we are not going to lock anybody out.
Would you agree that UDA brings another candidate comes with UDA who will challenge you, and
Madeira,
you have run the race with President William Ruto?
I have said in Madeira, whoever wants to unseat me as a member of parliament is welcome to come to UDA to face me during the nomination.
Okay.
And if that candidate, he or she, is strong enough to floor me, I'll gladly back that candidate because me, I believe in the entire team.
Okay.
I'll be able to support that candidate. So I'm saying I'm available. I'll subject myself to nomination. All of us, we are in agreement. Even the one of Kangata, the deputy president, was quoted out of context. In Ogo Kangata, there are people who want to oppose him. They are welcome. In fact, what happened is that we did know so many people are in UDA. They were just quiet. And others, of course. And I must tell you, Ken, many people are in UDA, but they fear KRA, EACC, DCI.
What you don't fear?
Yeah,
what you don't fear.
You know, in every struggle, you have a few sacrificial lambs.
Yeah.
A few people must suffer on behalf of the others.
And that's why you are.
I'm one of them.
So
we are saying,
finish,
like governors, there are very many. By December, January, the Jubilee will be a
I
shell.
needed to ask, what is that message that the governors who met Raila Odinga were sending? Because, again, Mount Kenya region has several counties that if they move one direction, definitely achieving the threshold of 24 counties is
These
possible.
governors,
what was the message they were sending?
4 governors were there.
Yes.
Other governors are wise. You know, politics is local. You listen to your people. You know, and they are talking to us. They are listening to the people.
Okay.
And you'll tell me by December, January, when they don't care whether they are arrested, whether
not.
KRI comes.
Because everyone is
by
campaigning.
January is free for all. Even I can tell you, the people who harass us themselves will have no time because they will be trying to organize their future.
Okay.
You have seen Akina Kibicho, they are back in Kirinyaga, trying to arrange things and see how they will be in Post-Uhuru, Kenya. By next year in February, March, there will be nobody to harass anybody.
Okay.
Everybody will be trying to salvage their political future because Uhuru will be going home and nobody will be bothered about it.
That's a very good point, because if I had time, I would ask you what happens to you when you have to defend your seat and you can't run all through the country the way you have been running with Deputy President. But we don't have time for that. Let's play the video of the week. We still have the newspaper also because we have to tell you about that surprise reshuffle of the cabinet also by President Uhuru Kenyatta. But first, here is the video of the week.
Nimesikia watu wengi wakisema mambo mingi, hata haya waziri alikuwa anasema hapa eti ukichanjwa shida itatokea kwingine huku, debate litasimika sijui nini. Actually, if waziri had not said it, I was going to ask him, lakini amesema sitaki kumuuliza, hiyo ni siri yake. Amesema amechanjwa na amejaribu akapata betri bado inafanya kazi. Kwa hivyo sasa kama waziri mwenyewe amechanjwa na bado transformer inafanya kazi kabisa na anaendesha hiyo mambo, sasa wewe unasumbuka kitu gani? Wewe chukua shindano, wacheni hii porojo hii ndogo ndogo ya huku akudanganyana huko jioni eti kitu inaweza kukufanya hivi. Hakuna kitu itakufanya.
Well, that was the Interior Cabinet Secretary Fred Matiang'i. Have you taken the vaccine? Yeah, very important, take the vaccine. So before I conclude our discussion, I'd just like to look at tomorrow's bold newspaper, because as I always say, only the bold speak the truth. Let's take a look at the standard for tomorrow now, because this is what you're waking up to. Power play in surprise cabinet reshuffle that has moved a lot of people. And Mheshimiwa, I'll be asking you lastly about what you think about this reshuffle. Uhuru overhauls leadership at Energy Ministry by moving CS and PS to other dockets after directing full implementation of a report that will cut the electricity cost from about 24 to 16 shillings per kilowatt. That's what you're waking up to, because there is a reshuffle in the cabinet. Perhaps one of the very last acts, because I don't think he has leverage to reshuffle the cabinet more, unless they resign, because it's a requirement to go into the next election. You must resign within a duration, I think 6 months before the election. And of course, tomorrow is also the defining moment as KANU makes the big declaration at the Bomas of Kenya. Chris Tairu and myself will be at Bomas of Kenya tomorrow to talk about this. And business rights in all buildings, you read about that also in the Standard. Let's bring it back up. And this is interesting because they say Kenya fuliza 1.2 billion shillings a day. That's technically people getting money out of this, and relief as Messi's, because if you love sports, we also have that. So that's what you're waking up to, the power play in a surprise cabinet shuffle as President Uhuru Kenyatta pulls one of the perhaps the final acts as president. He has only 9 months as president before he hands over. So as I always say, that's the bold newspaper, and remember, only the bold speak the truth. Cabinet reshuffle, just briefly as well.
Well, I've told you ourselves we are not interested.
Okay, whatever happens,
we have left Uhuru Kenyatta to run government, as we are on a different trajectory. Yeah. We are now on the bottom-up economic model. We are on building UDA. We are on looking for presidential vote. We are on defending our seat.
You don't essentially
looking at it.
Yes.
I think it was a way of punishing people from the Kaleji nation. If you see, Charles Kettle was taken to devolution. Yes. But there's a department there called ASAL. It was taken away to Sicily Karaoke. And he was left with nothing. That devolution now, there's nothing. There's no department, there's nothing. Okay. If you look at Chelgui, he was with Labour and something else. It was taken away and given to Karaoke. He would have as fired the two guys. Yeah. Actually, if I were them, I would just call it quits and go and do something else. Okay. Because really they have been left without anything. All right. So the president is telling us he's bringing the country together. But when you look at some of these things, that is not bringing the country together. But was punishing the two guys from the Rift Valley, and they are just being punished because they come from there. They have been left with the dockets that have nothing. All right.
In conclusion, the Mount Kenya, looking forward, what do you see happening in the mountain just in 1 minute in the next few months?
Well, you say that I will not be able to go down with the deputy president because I'll be defending my seat. The people of Madeira have given me permission to travel the breadth and width of this country.
They don't care about your presence?
No, they will take care of me. Okay. We are in agreement. Okay. I've told you I am popular with them because of being with William Ruto. They have told me go with William Ruto and help him, leave home to us. Okay. And I have no doubt I trust them. You know, I want to say this. The mountain is up and running. Let all presidential candidates come. I want to ask my colleagues in Kieleweke to stop violence, to stop embarrassing us the way they did in Narumoro last time. let us be mature people. Let us show the rest of Kenyans that we are people who abhor violence.
Right.
Let us welcome everybody. Welcome Ruto, welcome Matiang'i, welcome Raila, whoever wants to sit.
Wants to come to the mountain.
Let them come.
Okay.
Let's listen to them. And as we do, we digest it after they have left.
At the end of the day, the choice is for the voter, whoever they want to vote.
Whoever they want
and
to
as
vote.
you say, that basket is still free, and wherever it will go, it will be determined by individuals.
By the individual voters.
Thank you very much, Mheshimiwa, for coming on News Hour tonight and for sharing your perspective on Mount Kenya. This is a conversation that will continue. Remember, the campaigns proper hasn't even begun, but the inroads around this country, it looks like we are voting next month. I want to thank you for watching News Hour. Tomorrow is Crossfire Thursday, and my colleague Akisa Wandera will be right here also to speak about important issues that affect the nation. Thanks for watching. My name is Ken Mijungwe. Earlier we had Damian Evans on sign language on behalf of the whole crew. Oh, don't forget, tomorrow is the Kanu NDC. We will be covering that live for you. Let's wait for that declaration. If Gideon Moi will declare that he's running for president, we'll be covering it right for you from morning when we begin our broadcast to the end of the day. Have a good night and God bless. Thanks for coming, Mheshimiwa.